I'm plug stream everywhere I can. Yo, what's up, Mango? How you doing? Cruising? I'm also cruising, baby. Really quick, plug my channel on all the servers I can. Fun fact, I'm also streaming to YouTube! The Pokemon Generations Challenge I'm doing is also being streamed to YouTube. Okay. Shameless plugs channel on all the servers. I can shamelessly plug myself. I am extra excited about streaming today because we are getting super close to just opening up the Kanto region. Like, once you get cut, the only other thing stopping you from just completely going wherever you want in Kanto is defeating Koga and grabbing Surf. Do those two things and you have access to the entire Kanto region. Minus, of course, the little bit before the Deep Four. I think it's Route 27. But fun fact, Mango. Very fun fact for you. If you decide to do your Nuzlocke challenge in the same order that I'm playing Pokemon games, if you add one tiny little additional roll, you could also do the Generations Challenge, but Nuzlocke it. And the slight little change you do is you still have the Dupes Clause. But you have a Dupes Clause carry over each generation, for each game. That's all you gotta do. Of course, there would be an asterisk to it, because there's always an asterisk. I really should make an introductory video to the Generations Challenge. I mean, that would be one of the first 3 videos I make for this week. If you feel you go back to Gen 1. I mean, if you want to, I think that's a little absurd. I personally wouldn't do that. And the thing is, this is your first time doing Nuzlocke, I would not suggest that now. If you were more well versed in Pokemon and Nuzlocking, then yeah, sure, I would say go for it. But the thing is, you're doing your very first Nuzlocke with Pokemon Red, nah. Strongly advise against it. I didn't realize there was a thing for that. That's neat. 54 months, damn. Oh, the only reason why it's not any higher than that is because um, you originally had the username Creeper King. And so you were originally modded on that account. I remember that much. Also, yes, I'm 110% jamming out to this song. Of course I'm gonna know my friends. I'm gonna know some lore here and there. Bro, I'm 30. I'm 30. I've been doing Twitch since 2013. I wasn't even 18 years old. No, I was just 18 years old when I started. No, hold on. I was 17 when I started doing Twitch. You turned 25 in 3 weeks. I'm 5 years ahead of you, bro. I just turned what in the VTuber community is referred to as hag age. If I were a VTuber and a chick, I'd be considered a hag. Probably in a joking manner, but yes, I hope in a joking manner. I'm gonna do a thing. I have a buddy who is really getting into Pokemon right now. Targeted advertising is what I just did there. Hiccups. Alright, seems we are about ready. And the ad break is over on Twitch, which means we can get started on playing the game. Pause the music, turn on the in-game music, come back over to the proper scene, and let's get going. One very interesting thing about it getting warmer and living in a new apartment I'm gonna complain about this really quick as we get started here. For some stupid reason, the managers of my apartment keep the building itself at like 80 degrees. And so if I turn my AC off, it gets... My thermostat says it is 76 degrees in my apartment, which means I would be wearing less jackets during the warmer. Yes. Getting to the actual game, our team that we are actually using includes Cappy the Drowsy, who is now hitting especially hard, knowing Confusion, base 50, 100 accurate, a psychic type move. Second engine 1 is overpowered as fuck. Barosive, the Geodude. I know his Rock Throw. A move I'm going to make a short on because I'm going to rant about it, because holy shit. Rock type moves got shafted this gen. Stuff Destruct is also a very funny move that I might also make a very funny short on. It's an Explosion. And Venus, our starter, the Ivy's Roar. The best Pokemon to use if you want to have an easy time with literally half of the gyms. Bare minimum, 3 gyms. We also have an Abrub who is just here for teleport shenanigans, and Rad, the Oddish, for cut. Last time we beat Lieutenant Surge after getting the HM for cut. And we made our way over here. Last room we also got Cappy. So for the next gym, our level cap is level 29, which means we have 5 levels to work with Cappy, 23 for Brosif, and 6 for Brosif, and 6 for Venus. I think I'm going to lead off with Venus here. I was thinking about this next area. This next area is very interesting. Venus is like good for half the battles and bad for half the battles. The next area is going to have a lot of junior trainers, youngsters, and hikers. Venus is going to be, and I think there's like a couple of super nerds there too. Venus is going to be very good for the like one, I think Pokemaniacs actually. The Pokemaniacs, Venus are going to be good for it because I think they have a Cubone and a Slowpoke. Venus is also going to be good for the hikers who have Geodude and Onyx. Brosif is going to be good for literally everyone else. And Cappy. Brosif and Cappy. Mostly Cappy. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Also, we're going to go through without being able to see at least ourselves and other trainers. We can still see the walls and the ladders. That means there's a trainer right there. What kind of trainer do I think that's going to be? I don't know. I'm going to bet... You know what? It's fine. Venus is going to be A-okay. Oh, it's a Pokemaniac, which means we should be fine. Yep, Cubone. Am I a massive nerd for knowing that that Pokemaniacs are going to have Cubone and Slowpoke? Yes. Yes, I am. I would be a Pokemaniac myself. Bone Club is going to do very decent damage after... Right. Is it actually super effective? Because I know that Gen 1s are very stupid when it comes to super effective damage. Oh yeah, Slowpoke. Let's hope he uses Water Gun and not Confusion here. If he uses Confusion, we're kind of dead. After a fantastic start. Oh, we didn't die! And don't you just love damage rolls? It's fine, we can get the win with Brosif here. We're not even gonna risk it. We're just gonna tackle. Slowpoke is so slow, we got outsped by a rock. I want to point that out really quick. Okay, so now we know that if, well, to be in Venus's defense, they did get hit with a critical hit, a super effective critical hit, which I'm not sure if you know this is not a good thing. If that Bone Club had only just... If it didn't get crit, I would have lived the second confusion, probably. And this is why we're not doing a Nuzlocke, because part of my goal for this is more so to explore weird things with Pokemon games. And there's honestly not a whole lot of weirdness to explore in Gen 1. Like, I could have done the Mew glitch earlier on, but I want to hold off on that. You know, I think I'm gonna save myself some time here. I have 5 repels. That is 500 steps of not getting encountered. If I just don't go the wrong way, we should be able to get out of here no problem. With very few wild encounters, if any at all. At this point. Another Pokemaniac. With another Slowpoke. Come on, Venus, get some redemption here. Show us that you can actually take down a Slowpoke. I need to check something really quick. Cactus, grass. So, let me talk about what just happened with me missing a Vine Whip there. Vine Whip has 100 accuracy, which means in theory, without any accuracy reducing moves being used on me, like Sand Attack for example, or evasion boosting moves on the opposing Pokemon like Minimize, Vine Whip hits 100% of the time. But really, it's more like 255 out of 256 times. That's right, I got the 1 in 256 glitch on Vine Whip there. I got it. That's fine. I was gonna use Headbutt on you anyway. Yeah. So moves with 100 accuracy. I think this doesn't count for both, but I think for moves like Scratch, and Vine Whip with 100 accuracy, there's a 1 in 256 chance that it will just miss. And it's always a sad time when that happens, because it's just like, if this were literally any other generation, that would not have happened. Literally any other generation. I have 5 super potions. I should be fine. That's gonna be our junior trainer right there. Or a lass. Oddish. We are going to switch to Cappy for this Oddish. For very obvious reasons. Oddish is like one of the least threatening Pokemon in Gen 1. Very annoying, but not very threatening. Because the only damaging move it gets until later on is Absorb, which is base 20 power. It is not hitting hard, even with what's the special stat? a special set of 75, which is why Absorb deals decent damage here. Or okay damage, I should say. Not even decent. That's indecent. A Bulbasaur here can be a little bit more threatening with a Vine Whip. Or not so much if it's going to use Growl. Okay then. There we go. Do you want to know about costume players? This Pokemaniac is asking me about cosplay. Oh, I should switch. This is not a great matchup. I really quick want to just absolutely dunk on Rock Throw here. Rock Throw has base 50 power and 65 accuracy. It is only slightly better than a coin toss on whether or not you actually hit with it. The annoying thing is, I think it is the one move with 50 power. Also, I was not paying attention to what's the next Pokemon they're using. I'm gonna send out Venus. Just okay, good idea. For reference here, the only other move that Pokemon gets that has base 50 power, that is Stab and not a normal type move, I know a lot of requirements here, is Confusion. Base 50 power, 100 accuracy. That's Confuse. And the one Pokemon you would get by the time you get to, that's the thing you want to take on Misty. Your Pokemon's level 21. The only Pokemon you would have you could possibly have at that point that would have Confusion would be if you take an Abra at level 8. Actually, is that the only number you can catch it at? One moment, please. Okay, let's assume that you get incredibly lucky and get a level 12 Abra. You're looking at anywhere from, if you're going from level 8 or level 12, anywhere from 8 to 4 levels before Abra evolves, and when it evolves, it gets Confusion. For more reference here, Confusion is a special type move because it's psychic, duh. Which means when doing damage, it uses these special stats. Rock Throw, being a rock type move, is a physical type, which means it uses the attack stat. Geodude's base attack is 80. Kadabra, which again you get at level 16 with Abra, has a base special stat of 120. So tell me why. Rock Throw has an accuracy of 65 and a power of 50. I can, if you want to make the argument, well, Geodude's a physical tank. It can tank any physical attack, basically. Well, true. Because Kadabra has a special stat of 120 means it is a special tank. It can tank any special attack with a special defense stat of 120 at base. The only other Pokemon for comparison is Beedrill, which by the time you get to Misty, if you still have Beedrill for some reason, has a base attack set of I think also 80, And the strongest move it gets at that point is Twin Needle, which is a base 25 power bug type move that hits twice. And the second hit has a 20% chance of inflicting poison. Which means Twin Needle has effectively the same base power, more or less. Asterisk. We're going to be using Leech Seed here because Jigglypuff can be annoying with Sing. Case in point. We are also going to switch out into, probably... Oh, we can do Burst of our Cappy. Let's go Cappy just to get some healing going on here. Maybe if I get lucky, I can actually put Jigglypuff to sleep. Okay, I did. Awesome. Which means we take no damage and we restore HP on Cappy for the next few turns. I'm gonna get a little bit more healing going on here. Oh, we just disabled Sing, that's big. Okay, that's fine. Pidgey's next. Oh, we know exactly who we're switching into here. Oh, right, Mango, when you get to your Nuzlocke, are you gonna do, set battles where you can't switch Pokemon in between, knocking out Pokemon? I know that that's typically a rule that people go for, just for the additional challenge. Yeah, I'll get Broseph out here. Thinking so far? Thinking so that's for hardcore Nuzlocke rolls? That's fair. And don't forget, you have to nickname every Pokemon you catch. Look up rules, all the rules to see what you want to adopt. I mean, the general rules are basically you have to catch the first Pokemon you see on a route. Janae gets a little bit weird. Actually, with the Let's Go games, it gets kind of weird. I'm running out of Vine Whip. Oh no. You have to nickname every Pokemon. Let's see, what else? If a Pokemon gets knocked out, so this is one thing that you can go either way on how you want to do. Some people say if a Pokemon gets knocked out, you have to release it. Some people say if a Pokemon gets knocked out, you just put it in a box forever. You can no longer use it for your run. Either one's valid. As long as you wind up not using the Pokemon that got knocked out ever again, that's all that matters. I'm gonna go ahead and use an Ether here. Like a did box so you can remember all the friends along the way. Yes, exactly. I love if I can dodge 2 trainers right there. I think I'm almost to the end here. A meow. I'm actually fine with Venus getting a fair amount of experience here, because we're not going to use them for the next. Well, they're not going to see a whole lot of play in a little bit here. Like, definitely not for the next gym. Taking out Oddish, we're going to switch back to Cappy here. let me double check something really quick. You get... Okay. Oh yes, we're gonna switch into Broseph here. And this is exactly why I got Geodude, so that we can just take care of Pidgey no problem. The only one that's ever an issue is the rival's Pidgeotto. Because that thing keeps Sand Attack the entire time, for some stupid reason. You're going to be boxing that Max Ether. And we have made it to Lavender Town, relatively unscathed. So I have noticed a thing with this generation, with the move pools and the learn sets in Generation 1. Typically, if a Pokemon is about to evolve, you may want to hold off 6 more levels before you do so. So you can get a much better move earlier. For example, here with Drowsy, with Cappy. Drowsy learns Psychic at level 32, but evolves at level 26. Hypno, in comparison, gets Psychic at level 37, 5 levels later. So, I think I actually can get away with holding off and evolving Drowsy for now. And I do know that I can get Psychic, basically like right now, as a TM. But why do that when I can just get it via level up? Just save the Psychic TM, hold on to it, and then I can duplicate it later on. Oh, there's another question, Mingo. Generation 1, very easy to duplicate items. Rules on that. I say very easy, but you basically don't get the ability to do so until after you beat Koga. I didn't deposit any items. We are depositing the Max Ether, as well as all TMs we have. And maybe the Max Potion too. Oh, we don't need that anymore. You probably won't. You also probably play either Fire Red or Leaf Green. So I do want to point out, really quick. Red and Blue play vastly differently from Fire Red and Leaf Green. I would not be using a Drowsy in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but I am in Pokemon Red. The main reason for this is the existence of this special stat instead of special attack or special defense. No, so the physical special split has not happened even by the time you get to Fire Red Leaf Green. The physical special split is a Generation 4 thing, where, for example, let's take Vine Whip for example. Vine Whip in Generations 1 to 3 is a special attack because it is a grass type move. In Generation 4 onwards, it is a physical attack because there's a separation between physical attacks and special attacks. In Generation 1, you have these special stats, which in Generation 2 gets split up into special attack and special defense. The way it works, between going from Gen 1 to Gen 2 is that special stat still remains somewhere in the stat distribution between special attack and special defense of a Pokemon. A very good example of this, and an example I'm going to make a video on, is Charizard. So in Generation 1, because there is no special attack, special defense. Yes. Charizard's special stat is 85, making it the second worst special stat on a fire type Pokemon in Generation 1. in Generation 2, that special stat of 85 gets put into Charizard's special defense. In Gen 2, Charizard has a special defense stat of 85 and gains the special attack stat of 109, which is actually really good. Charizard in Gen 2 would be really good if you can get it in the main game. Unfortunately, you can't get Charizard, Charmander, or Charmeleon in Gen 2 without trading it up. So yes, and as you might can imagine, with Generation 2 being Gold, Silver, Crystal, going from Gen 2 to Gen 4, you do have that physical special split in play there. So, yeah. Probably the only remakes you can get away with not playing would be Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So I would still say play them. But you definitely don't need to play Brilliant Diamond, Shining and Pearl. The only changes made to Brilliant Diamond, Shining and Pearl from Diamond and Pearl is you have access to, I think, 2 more fire type lines, depending on which version you're playing. Otherwise, it's just 1. The 2 or 3. There was being Magmar, the Magmar line. Again, depends on which version you're playing. I think Magmar is Shining Pearl. Houndoom is available on both. I think you might get access to Slugma, but don't quote me on that. I guess there's also the existence of Fairy-type Pokemon, but like, that's not really a big enough deal to warrant playing. Like, there's no mechanical differences aside from the introduction of the Fairy-type. That's really about it. I guess there's also the fact that you don't need to have dedicated HM users on your team. With Brilliant Diamond, Shining and Pearl. So that does change things ever so slightly, but it's still not worth playing. You're effectively playing the same game in terms of like mechanics for the most part, trainers are fighting, Pokemon available to you. Like, don't worry about Brilliant Diamond, Shining and Pearl. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have enough different as well as a much more robust post game that I think it would warrant playing those. I'm gonna say it. But yeah, basically when you're about to get to a game, especially a remake, don't be afraid to ask me any weirdness with the game. Very be bulky, we're gonna use Leech Seed. I think we're also gonna use Poison Powder. And Venus is now asleep. I think we're just gonna sit here and wait out the sleep. Because it's using Growl, which is not gonna do anything to us really. And it's taking... what is that? 1/8 of its HP each turn? I think we're just gonna do the same thing again, to be honest. Assuming I can land Leech Seed. There we go. Oh, there are actually a couple of Pokemon that do wind up 11 games to get to the Switch games. I'm assuming that you're gonna be playing just red or blue, or red, blue, or yellow, not red or blue and yellow. Even though yellow does have different encounter tables from red and blue. Like, fun fact, in the routes west of Vermillion City, in Pokemon Yellow, you can catch yourself a Mankey. Can't do that in red or blue. Okay, that's like the one trainer on this route you have to fight. Either that or the gambler right there. You know, so here's a fun thing about the idea of the Generations Challenge. If you're putting it in this sort of like mindset you have for your Nuzlocke series here. You're playing through the Kanto region. Red or blue, yellow. Let's say that just the Kanto region. No, I'm not gonna throw in gold and silver. And those remakes. So red or blue, yellow, fire red or leaf green. And let's go Pikachu or Eevee. You're playing through just the Kanto region 4 times. Throw in the Johto games, that's 2 more times. That is 6 times going through the Kanto region. Which is ridiculous. Red, Crystal, Emerald, Fire Red, Soul Silver, Platinum, White or Black 2, X or Y, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, and Moon. Oh, you're doing black and whites. Big suggestion, do one or the other. Don't do both. There's... When it comes to Pokemon Black and Whites... Okay, black or white. Okay, I understand now. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. If you want a more futuristic look to some of the areas in the game, go Pokemon Black. If you want a more rustic look, more down-to-earth look, play Pokemon White. And the same thing will also be true for White 2, Black 2. Also, this stream, we are going to be doing a pro gamer move. I just gotta find the right person. Ooh, a bunch of TMs. Which ones are these? One green. Here times we have 32. Which is Double Team. 33, which is Reflect. TM2 is Razor Wind, one of the worst moves in the entire series. TM7 is... You what? TM7's Horn Drill. You're telling me I can get an OHKO move for 2,000 Poké Dollars? OHKO moves are insanely broken in this game. So here's a rule for you, Mango. In Generation 1, you can get guaranteed accuracy on your OHKO moves by simply using 1x accuracy in the battle. That's all you need. Are you going to let yourself do that? Want to get it started on, if you have a Pokemon that can learn Horn Drill, you can just sweep the entire game. And I want to point out, yeah, if you only use Pokemon, if only the Pokemon could use it by themselves, then you're doing no item. Oh, right! Right, you're doing no items battles, which includes X items. Oh. Fair enough. I forget how. So I think in Generation 1, whether or not. So the true accuracy of an Oko move is actually based off of your speed stat compared to the opposing Pokemon's speed stat. In later generations, it's based on level, not speed. I believe that's correct. So out of curiosity here, I'm a very curious person. What is the fastest Pokemon that can earn Horn Drill? Pokemon that gave you a level up? That would be Seeking. Except that's still not correct because, Nidorino does evolve into Nidoking. And the answer is... still Seeking. Wait, no, it's Nidoking. It's Nidoking. That was base 85 speed. Pokemon that get via TM. Fastest user of Horn Drill is... Tauros, followed by Rapidash, and then Mew. Anyways, back to the Team Agent. 37, that is Egg Bomb. Egg Bomb? Okay. Team 1's Mega Punch, Team 5 is Mega Kick, Team 9 is Tick Down, and 17 is Submission. Are you the person I'm looking for? No, you are not. Oh, it's downstairs. I believe you give me a counter TM? Are you who I'm looking for? Yes, we are buying one Pokédoll. And that is all we are buying from that guy. And here we are buying a fresh water. Now this is a very very important thing to distinguish between Generation 1 and 2. In Generation 1, in order to proceed to Saffron City, you have to buy either a fresh water, soda pop, or lemonade. And by Red Leaf Green, it is a key item you get from in here, the Adele Hotel, and specifically this area right here. This old lady gives you the key item of tea. Very important thing to note. Yeah, so you can have the fresh water I picked up. And now I can pick up the team for Psychic. Just for free. Am I going to? No, I think I am going to hold off on evolving my Drowsy into a Hypno until it learns Psychic. One more tiny thing. One, take me to the exits. All hits already not set it on. Might be. Okay, we're good. Right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm getting everything all set up so I can catch my next party member. Because my next party member is very important. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. Yeah, it's usually at this point of the game where I'm just like, there is so much I can do, it is honestly insane. We're gonna move bro stuff to the front here. Because this has hats right here. And he leads off, of course, with a Pidgeotto. Because why would he not? Good, he used quick attack. No sand attacks, please. That's fine. It's not another rock throw. Good, we made it past the most obnoxious Pokemon on his team. Executes. I don't have a good Pokemon for this. Oh no. I don't think Execute can really do much. Yeah, Cappy's our best bet here, I guess. But does Steve just spam headbutt? Yeah, Steve is honestly very busted in this generation. Because not only does it seem like Pokemon stay asleep for like 5 turns if it's the opponent, you have to take a turn to wake up before you can attack again. Venus is our best bet for Gyarados, I think. That's fine. I meant to lock in Poison Powder there, not Leech Seed again. Oh no! I call bullshit. I'm just gonna restart that battle. Why does it have Hydro Pump? Which I want to put that right there. That right there. Hold on. Let's talk about that really quick. Let's talk about why that's a little bit bullshit. If we look at the level up move pool of Magikarp, Magikarp evolves at level 20. Leveling up, it gets Splash by default. At level 15, it gets Tackle. You evolve into a Gyarados level 20, and you would know at that point Bite, Splash, and Tackle. However, There is no however. I mean, you... No, there is no however. You should not be able to have a Hydro Pump Gyarados at all. And red, blue, yellow. And red and blue. Specifically red and blue. Yellow, no, it's fine. Gyarados does get Hydro Pump as a move it would know before it evolves. But there's no way of catching a Gyarados, just a Gyarados, in red or blue. In Pokemon Yellow, you can in Fuchsia City. Fuchsia City? Where? Oh, Fuchsia. Okay, I'm thinking Lavender Town. Yeah, which you can't get to at this point. And also, Gyarados in Yellow, the only move it knows before it evolves is Tackle. It gets Hydro Pump at level 41. Gyarados also, again, learns Hydro Pump at 41 and red and blue. That's a bullshit Gyarados. That should not know Hydro Pump. I'm all the way back here. It's fine. It is one battle. It is of no consequence. I thought I'll save before... Okay. I just healed. I didn't save. I'm yapping too much. Which, by the way, I want to point out, Hydro Pump, the only change it has seen in the 30 years of its existence is it got a decrease in base power. And I think Gen 6? Either Generation 6 or Generation 7. One of the two. Oh my gosh, why can I not hit Poison Powder? Also, you better believe that once we beat Koga, we're gonna put Toxic on Venus. It's not worth it trying to land a Poison Powder at this point. We're just gonna Vitamin Whip. God, how am I gonna get past like Gyarados? That's a real question here. Like, I think if I send Broseph out against it, Gyarados is just gonna lock in Hydro Pump Frame 1. Oh, and there's saying, okay. And that Gyarados is very scary. Dragon Rage is a terrifying move. Like, I think any Pokemon you have at this point in the game is going to get two-shot by Dragon Rage. Like, no question about it, just straight up two-shot by Dragon Rage. Because it always deals 40 damage no matter what. Well, I guess the fun thing is I can just teleport back next time. Once I grab the Pokédoll and... Actually, it's just the Pokédoll I'm grabbing. God, I really have to think right now. Hmm. Hmm. We do have our first ad break of the stream coming up in about 7 minutes. I want to do that. Nah, I won't do that this time. No, I think I will. Just go ahead and get it out of the way. Come on, book it all, please. Jeez, that Gyarados. What do you guys sell? Vitamins. Not yet. Yeah, I want to point out Gyarados is incredibly scary Generation 1. Like I mentioned, its special stat gets split up in Generation 2. So that it normally has a special defense of 100, which is where this special stat is at. It has a special stat of 100, which is terrifying. Combine that with the fact that it has an attack stat of 125. It can just hit hard no matter what. It really likes using Deafening Surf. It gets Fire Blast, Hyper Beam. It hits really hard with Hyper Beam. Like basically any attacking move it's gonna hit hard with it. It gets access to no flying type moves. That's the only bright side about it, is no flying type moves. So it doesn't get stabbed with. Yeah. I brought up the fact I can teleport and didn't do it until I was on my. Okay. I'm ridiculous. Against AI, am I? So, okay, when it comes to personal use, my hangups with AI boil down to two things. One, what is the learn set of the model? Like, where is that pulled from? An example of what I'm not okay with is if it's pulled from basically the way that OpenAI has done things, or Sora, whatever, the original like AI art program did. Like it just had like a bunch of copyright works from not only big companies, which who gives a shit, but the thing that really bothered me is like indie artists. A lot of indie artists had their work stolen from to train AI image programs. That's what I'm against. When it comes to like where it's trained off of. If it's trained off of information that is provided by the people who own it, and not from an outside source, unless they ask outside sources, hey, can we use your material? And they said yes, that's fine. As long as I have permission, I don't care. Easy to help you create a bot that can check up who redeemed it first on your stream and see if there's a streak. Is that in for the chat? That shouldn't be too bad. It also depends on what you are talking about when it comes to AI. The form of AI that I'm really against is anything that's like, what is it? LLMs? That's where a lot of my issues come from, is like the ones that are based off of like information that's not given to it. The other issue I have is just environmental concerns. using an LLM because you got awful at coding and just deferred to it. Again, when it comes to like what it's based off of, I have no way of knowing like where all the information comes from. But we are about to hit the ad break. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with it. I just need to take a break. I gotta use the bathroom, and there's ad break coming up. So be right back. Alright. It looks like we are back. Yeah, basically, like, as long as your AI program is ethically sourced for its training, I don't give a shit about that. And if you're running off of renewable energy, good for you, awesome. I have no issues at that point. Nope, we want to make sure Broseph is in the lead here. Alright, so. Behold this ass hat. I mean, we're still gonna... I know how I'm handling the Gyarados. I'm hitting tackle now. There's no way a rock throw is gonna hit after a sand attack. Tackle at least has a chance of actually hitting here. Okay, I'm switching out just to get my accuracy back. Oh, we have to switch out of the way. Yeah, Cappy was the play here. Hypnosis? Didn't land it, that's fine. This should be okay. Yeah, Execute does not have a physical attack stat. Who cares? I do care that hit 5 times though. That's annoying. You had 1 turn of sleep. There's flinching in this game? Okay, I'll take it. I guess maybe Bite doesn't flinch yet. I think that's it. Also, what's the accuracy on Hypnosis really quick? I feel like I've done that more times than I should have. $59.8? Nah, there's no way. It's gotta be higher than that. Okay, we are... This is gonna be a very stupid thing. We are indeed sending out to Broseph. Wait, hold on. Is this Gyarados just a cheater Gyarados? Level 22. It shouldn't have Dragon Rage yet. Oh, I see. It's using the default moves it would have if you would just catch it below level 20. I guess at level 20. If you were able to catch Gyarados in the wild, at this level it would have Bite, Hydro Pump Clear, Dragon Rage. Which just pisses me off even further. We're just gonna go kaboom. We're not living that. There's no way we live that. We also can't really go kaboom. I mean, we could. It wouldn't be the best for us, but we could. God, this Gyarados. Also, Mingu, if you want a run color for red and blue, it's this battle run right here for sure. It is 110% this battle. Like, I've already listed off all the reasons why that character is. 1, it's bullshit to begin with, and 2, your best bet for handling that Gyarados is if you get lucky enough to catch a Pikachu. Or an Abra. Because Abra has, again, a special stat of 120, meaning it can actually pink pretty well. I mean, to be fair, I don't think you're actually intended to come here right now. I think you are supposed to go through the rocket hideout in Celadon first, and then you come through here. I think Venus might actually be our best bet. What's Gyarados' defense at? 79. I'm gonna bank on another Dragon Rage coming out because it probably does see that Dragon Rage straight up. Oh, that was my okay. That's fine. Let's try a Vine Whip. How much damage that does? Not nearly enough. There's a Dragon Rage again. I'm gonna want to heal that off. I could just switch out into Cappy as well. I think I'll do that next time it uses Dragon Rage. I mean, there is the option of just switching into actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's switch into Abra. Just take a sack right here. Oh, except I don't think Nietzsche goes off, it knocks out a Pokemon. Let's see. Nope. Well, that was rad. We did get a little bit more damage off, which is fine. Wish I had a regular potion on me. Let's try and get poison powder off. Okay, that's more damage we're dealing each turn. Good, good, good. Definitely gonna want to heal that. We just really do not want to be in Dragon Rage range. And I think that's GG now. Yeah, because there's poison and there's Leech Seed. Cool. Okay, there's Gyarados down. Kadabra comes out next. That's fine. Brosif. Probably should have switched into Brosif. I'm going to switch into Cappy. We're just going to do the hard switch here. Yeah, Cappy is still at full HP. It has decent special defense. Yes. That's fine. I was not going to use Confusion on a Kadabra. Let's see if I can disable its one of its moves. Disable is disabled. I disabled the disable. Nice. And there's Kadabra down. We got this at this point. Because all that's left is Charmeleon, and we send in our Brosif here. I don't think Charmeleon's gonna get. I don't think it gets Dragon Rage. This generation. Yeah, no, we're so good. It has Rage, Deer, Ember, Growl. If I can land my rock throw. Again, why does rock throw have 65 accuracy? There's no reason its accuracy should be that low. And there goes Charmeleon. Okay, cool. Ah, hardest fight in the game. What? Broseph is evolving. I'm gonna hold off on that for a moment here. I want to double check and make sure I want it to evolve. It's fine saying it's Geodude for another level. I'm okay with that. Let me double check and make sure I actually want it to evolve, or if I want to hold off for another 5 levels. 6 levels. Is that worth? Potentially. Let me double check something really quick. I just want to check where the next level cap is at after Erica. I think I should be fine, because we're not going to be using Geodude at all in Erica's gym. Oh yeah, no, we're so good. We're so good. Okay, yeah, I'm going to hold off on evolving Broseph until we get Earthquake at 31. I'm going to go heal. So the fun thing is, so the next gym leader, her ace is at level 29. The gym leader after that, his ace, Koga, is at level 43. A 14 level difference. Which makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Which means we have a lot of training to do in between Erica and Koga. But I also get to pull off a very funny thing against Koga. Yeah, we're going to save, because we want to fight as few trainers here as possible. Because we're already really close to level cap. We will also be coming back here later on. Oh, the ghost can't be ID'd. How about that? I have 2 repels left. I'm going to use both of them. I'm going to be saving on each floor, just to fight as few trainers as possible. The best Pokemon to use against these trainers is actually Cappy. Actually no, I think so this is where I have a bit of a problem right now. Venus is going to be terrible against every Pokemon trainer that we're going to fight in Lavender Tower right here. Because we're going to have a bunch of poison types, a bunch of flying types. Primarily those two. Venus doesn't do well against those types. Broseph is decent. The issue is Rock Thrower's low accuracy is just garbage. Tackle's not going to hit at all. And we don't have Earthquake yet. Not for another 6 levels. Cappy... I might be fine at using Cappy, actually. We're only level 25. And I think we're only going to do, like, maybe 3 battles before the top 4 here. Which is going to be another 3 battles after that. So... We should be fine. We'll see. Ooh, I should buy some more potions. Because Nightshade is going to deal anywhere from 23 to 25 damage, depending on the level of the Pokemon we're fighting. Nightshade deals damage based off of the user's level, so if this caster uses it, it would be 23 damage. Which means I need to make sure I'm not in damage range for Nightshade. Oh yeah, so Psychic, incredibly broken this generation, are immune to Ghost. just straight up immune to Ghost. Generation 2 onwards, it winds up being weak to Ghost. Yeah, I gotta go back and heal. I'm gonna do that. Buy some more potions. Hold on. I might actually go back to Celadon and buy some soda pops, or even some lemonades. Probably lemonades. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Repels. Oh, maybe some repels as well. Oh, also, if I wanted to pick up a fire type right now, this would be the route to do so. You can catch Growlithe here in Pokemon Red and Vulpix in Pokemon Blue. Which, between the two, Vulpix actually is better. For a multitude of reasons. One, Vulpix gets... One, it learns Flamethrower. Granted, most fire types in Generation 1 do. Flamethrower is not a TM. Not yet. Doesn't become a TM until Generation 3, actually. So yes, Vulpix learns Flamethrower, and it actually learns it the quickest of any fire-type Pokemon in Generation 1. It's at level 34. Gotcha, here you're looking at, what is it? One moment, please. We're done. We're gonna go west. East. We want to go east. Down path, I think 8? Yeah. And 1. Yo, Magic Y Yu-Gi-Oh! 64. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so you get Vulpix level 18 at most. Let's do minimum level. 15. Indeed, Pokemon. 35. So 20 levels, which yeah, it's a fair amount of levels until you get Flamethrower. Not the best stats. But getting Flamethrower at level 35 is fantastic. Compared to every other Pokemon, or to Pokemon that gets Flamethrower, learning it much later, including Growlithe. Added a 10 point reward. Nice. What's my team? So the team I'm actually using is Cappy, the Drowsy. Caught before I fought Lieutenant Surge. My starter, Venus, the Ivysaur. And Brosif, the Geodude, caught before Misty. And I'm learning that Rock Throw is terrible. The Abra and Oddish are just on here for utility. Oddish has cut, Abra has teleport. We're making a trip back to Celadon right now to buy some healing items. Some really good healing items. As well as a handful of repels. Assuming I can find the counter that sells repels. Ah, super repels. Let's buy 10? 10. And then we want to go to the top and get some lemonades. I can actually get 3 TMs up here right now if I wanted to. But I'm gonna hold off on that for a while. That's number 3, 4. 5. Six. 8. 9. 10. Okay. I want to point out the 3 teams I can get on the roof there are some of the most busted teams in the game. Ice Beam, Rock Slide, Tri Attack. Rock Slide is just better rock throw in every regard, better accuracy, better power. Ice Beam, I don't need to talk about Ice Beam. It's the second best ice move in the entire game. Tri Attack base 80 normal type move. Chance to burn, paralyze, or freeze. We can do the smart thing now. I'll be grabbing those after I beat Koga. Did I heal? Yes. Okay. Yes, welcome to the stream, Magic. I'm taking on a challenge called the Pokemon Generations Challenge. The gist of it is I'm playing through each set of Pokemon games. That's red or blue and yellow, gold or silver and crystal, fire red or leaf green, ruby or sapphire, emerald. Yeah, there's 3. That's the plan, that is the idea. And we're playing them in release order. Another rule is I should really just make... Wait, I have a command actually, hold on a moment. There's the command. Generations. Yeah. Right now we're working on Pokemon Red. Oh, really? There's a hill right here. I do have to fight this trainer right here. Do we have a type in the lead? We do. Oh, we don't have to fight that trainer. Nice. 3 nuggets. You'll love to see it. Yeah, I think I have to fight a trainer here. It's fine. And the purpose of this, ultimately, is to get a feel of the Pokemon games throughout the generations, how they've evolved through the years. And a secondary thing for me is I'm showing off how jank the older games really are. Because these games are jank. Yeah, we're just gonna keep pushing forward. We're not evolving Cappy yet. We now have 2 Pokemon ready to evolve. If I would just let them. I want to double check one thing. Just out of pure curiosity. Okay. Okay, that's good. Ooh. No, I don't need that. Yeah, actually, no, okay, cool. I was looking at Ivysaur's level up set. I am going to heal that off because I am in range for Nightshade to knock me out. Yeah. So normally, getting growth, like holding off on evolving Ivy Sword level 38 for growth would be a relatively smart idea. I think I do want to switch to Brosif here. I think we're using Brosif for the rest of this area. Yeah. I didn't finish my thoughts. So yes, normally I would hold off on 6 levels to evolve Ivysaur into Venusaur so I can get growth, which boosts my special stat. But I'd be using the Razor Leaf, which doesn't actually want to have any boosts, because the boosts will do nothing with Razor Leaf. And this is why we picked up the Pokédoll. We just win the fight immediately. And now we fight Team Rocket. And this is going to be very smooth sailing. If we can, you know, land Rock Throw. I think the strategy is, for all the Zubats, we're going to use a Rock Throw. And hope we land. For anything that's not a Zubat, we're going to use Venus. Mind Flare and Harden. No point in learning Harden, we already have Defense Curl. Ooh, a Golbat. Interesting. How much damage are we dealing? A decent amount. I'm gonna use Tackle at this point. Don't like Confuse Ray. Thankfully that's Pokemon, if we just not do that, we should win. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, good. Yep, burst if you're not evolving. Not until you get Earthquake. We're gonna use a Lemonade. Heal off all that damage. Ooh, a Coughing. Burst if is still the play here. I mean, we can, again, land Rock Throw. Got Poison. Do I have an antidote on me? I don't think I do. Come on, please just... Oh my god. Just land Rock Throw. I'm so tempted. I'm so very tempted. I'm not going to. There's not really a need to past this bit right here. Because we're not going to be using Brosif. Oh my gosh. Coughing's too bulky. If there's another coughing in the back, I'm gonna switch to... That's fine. You will switch it to Cappy. Who did I use the lemonade on? What happened? Okay, I don't know what I did last turn, but okay. Well, I have more rock throw PP now. Oh, I used an elixir, didn't I? And I'm sure there's another one somewhere in the game. This is not good. This is really not good. The only elixir you picked up in Gen 1 was the one in the underground tunnel that goes forever. Which one? There's two. Drowsy is coming out next. I think I can send in Cappy and be fine. We are gonna have to take a turn to heal. Don't just disable hypnosis. That's fine. I don't like that it's faster than me. Okay, now hypnosis is missing. That's making sense. Yeah, Drowsy is like kind of scary to see right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and take the heal. And use a repel. Good news is we have just one more battle. Before we can catch our next... Well, I guess technically two more battles. Before we can catch our next member of our team. Okay. Broshev's still in the lead. Good, good. More Pokemon? You've got to be kidding me. I just need rock through the land. The funny thing is, in Generation 2 onwards, Rock Throw has an accuracy of 90. So this is literally the weakest that Rock Throw has ever been. Also, Mango, so you don't fall for the pitfall of it, never use Focus Energy in Gen 1. In other generations, there's a use for it. In Generation 1, it makes it less likely for you to land critical hits, because it is bugged. Go figure. Never use Focus Energy. Always use Razor Leaf. In Slash. Yep, Brosif is still not evolving. Okay. And now we can go... We can almost catch our next team member. We're so close, we're so close. I still have not been to the Celadon Pokemon Center. And that's fine, that's exactly what I want to see. I saw this person on Insta drawing and letting other people use their animated emotes, so you just added them to your stream. But the attribution tag on them, nice. I think it's more fun to draw your own emotes, even if you're not good at drawing. Or hiring someone to do so. Like, I do actually have an emote of my own, actually two that I drew myself. The most recent one is the Slowpoke emotes. Okay. Now we need to prepare. It's hard to do your emotes, but stop taking commissions and want to do animated emotes. And the emote slots you have left for all animated. I mean, that's fair. I'm gonna buy 12 Great Balls. Alright, and I think we're good to get started on this next task. Wish me luck. Snorlax woke up and attacked in a grumpy rage. The Snorlax, very interesting. As we see, it has amnesia. Amnesia is a very funny move. Boosts this special stat by 2 stages, which means you're getting a +2 to both your special attack and special defense in one go. Oh my gosh, I got 2 flinches off on me? Yeah, Snorlax is one of the most difficult Pokemon to catch. I think I'm just better off trying to catch it while it's asleep and not bothering doing damage. Because if I damage it, when it uses rest, it just heals up all that damage. I was hoping it would use Amnesia again. I could just manually put it to sleep myself. That might be the best bet for the moment. We disable rest? Oh, that's big. Yeah, I'm better off using Headbutt at this point. That's fine, I put itself to sleep. I want to try and get some decent damage going on here. Don't do too much, don't do too much. Okay, we got Hypnosis off, that's beautiful. And we're gonna start checking Great Balls again. We got the Snorlax, let's go! Snorlax, a sleeping Pokemon. Very lazy. Just eats and sleeps. As its rotund bulk builds, it becomes steadily more slothful. Yes, we're gonna nickname this Snorlax Mango. What are we nicknaming this Snorlax? Bikis, okay. I'm actually not gonna have a space here. Because, fun fact, if you have a Pokemon with a space and its nickname, put into Pokemon Stadium, and you bring it back, that space and onwards, everything just gets deleted, so. But believe it or not, that is not our next team member. Despite how fantastic Snorlax is, especially having amnesia upon being caught, I'm not using it. Not in this game. I didn't heal. I need to heal. Been almost 2 hours and I still have not taken on Erica yet. Moments. Okay. Over here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a very special item. The HMO2 Fly. Alright. Who is ready to catch our next team member? Checking anything. Okay. Oh, I don't have a bike. I don't care. Okay. Everyone get comfy. We're looking for a 5% encounter here. I was gonna laugh if we got it first try. I should switch to a faster Pokemon. Who's faster, Venus or Cappy? 43. But I want to Venus it is. Yeah, there's... I'm not really sure if I'm gonna outspeed all the Pokemon here. Yeah, that's level 27 Raticate. I may not outspeed. Oof, yeah, It's a good thing I saved here. I may have to make use of it. Yeah, and I'm not gonna be picky of the level of the Pokemon I'm grabbing here. It's already a 5% encounter. I'm not gonna bother with trying to get the maximum level here. Alright, so while I'm here, let's talk about things coming up soon. So tomorrow, I may or may not stream, I don't know. I want to, because Mondays are typically a day I want to stream, but it's it's a just chatting stream. I just don't have anything in particular to talk about, which is a bit of a problem. Tuesday we are returning with Sky Factory. Wednesday we're taking off, and Thursday is return of this. Where we are probably going to take on Koga. Yeah, I think the big goal right now is to catch our next team member, beat Erica, maybe just get to Fuchsia. Depends on how long all that takes. I really want to beat Koga sooner rather than later, because once we beat Koga, oh, we're going on a catching spree. We are going on the biggest catching spree of our lives. We are catching the majority of the Pokemon in the game. And I'm so excited. As the highest level you can encounter Eradicate. Ah, wait a minute. We have an ad break in about 7-ish minutes here. let's run away. Don't like that. The good thing is we're not using Venus to catch our Pokemon. I think the Pokemon we're trying to catch has a high enough catch rate anyway. Not as high as I want it to be. We are going to reset. Because we did just save right here and I don't want Venus to get knocked out. I may want to put it steep actually. It's fine. That's the wrong Pokemon out. I forgot to put Venus in the front again. So here's the interesting thing. There is a 14 level difference between Erica and Koga. And Koga's Pokemon are decently bulky. I think the bare minimum I'm going to want to get my Pokemon evolved. Of course, catch the next Pokemon for the team. We might just take on most of the trainers on this route. With Koga being the gym leader after Erica, we probably are not going to use Venus a whole lot. But definitely Broseph and Cappy are going to be MVPs, as well as the new Pokemon we're catching after we beat Erica. I'm very excited for that one in particular. And there we go. That's what we are looking for, baby. Alright, we're gonna switch into Broseph. And we're gonna hit it with Tackle. Relaxing Growl. That means we're dealing less damage. Use Tackle. Nice. I'm gonna snooze the ads really quick. Just because this is the Pokemon I want for my team. This might be low enough that I can catch it now. Yeah, I don't want to risk a critical hit. Bring Cappy out. Please stop hitting me. Please stop. You hit the Hypnosis. Awesome, awesome. And we throw a great ball. Hopefully this catches. No. There we go, we now have a Furo. Furo, the beak Pokemon, with its huge and magnificent wings, can keep aloft without ever having to land for rest. What are we naming the Furo? Oh, I know, hold on one moment, need to check on spelling. Flagon. Okay, the first thing we're doing with Flagon is we're teaching them how to fly. That way we immediately have a stab move. We're gonna get rid of Growl. And now we're just gonna fly back to Celadon. Wonderful. We now have our next team member. We can actually put Abra away. Abra serves very little purpose at this point. In fact, some would say no purpose. Alright. Wonderful, we have a new Pokemon, baby! And it knows Fly. Wonderful. We now have two Pokemon that are pretty much built for the next gen. And we did a pretty good job of not getting too close to the level cap. Awesome, so... I'm probably gonna go ahead and take my little ad break once we get to in front of the Celadon City Gym. And when we come back, we take on the Celadon City Gym. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna prepare a little bit by getting some... I'm probably gonna want Awakening, Paralyze Heal, and Antidotes. 5 of each? 5 of each. Okay. Here's the Paralyze Heal. There's the Awakening. And there's the Antidote. Okay. You know, just be on the safe side. And here we are in front of the Celadon City Gym. I'm gonna go ahead and take my ad break. Alright. We're back. Why do I have... Okay, that's why I have a pain. That makes sense. Alright, so that's really quick. I don't have a map. There's a map in the Pokemon Center, right? No, there's not. Okay, well. Oh, wait, I just used the. Okay. So let's see if yeah, I can probably show this off. Let me just really quick. Alright, so. When we started stream, we had access to pretty much just Vermillion City, Vermillion City, and that's about it. Upon getting to Lavender Town, we opened up going to Lavender Town as well, so that's a third city we had access to. I guess we could have taken from Vermillion City. We could have taken Diglett Tunnel all the way back to Pewter City, which would also give us Viridian and Pallet Town, but that's a bit of a trek. It would take quite a while to do. But from Lavender Town, we went to Celadon City, unlocking another town for us. We picked up the fresh water, gave it to our guard, so we now have access to Saffron City. Upon going through Lavender Tower and getting the Poke Flute, they give us access to the entirety of this stretch of land from south of Lavender Town all the way down to Fuchsia by just simply walking past the guard, or if we went back to Vermillion and picked up the bike voucher, went back to Cerulean and picked up the bike, we could actually just, without any funny glitches, go from Celadon to this stretch of land to the west and down. Despite this looking like a watery route, it's not a watery route. You just bike across it and make yourself back to Fuchsia City. So we now have access to pretty much the entire game minus this little island down here. Which we get access to that by beating the Fuchsia City Gym. So yeah, we pretty much have access to the entire region at this point. We're just missing a handful of spots left, which soon we will be able to go to. But first we have to beat Erica before we can even take, before I want to take on Koga. That's right, I'm actually doing these gyms in order for once. Which means after Koga, we will be taking on, I think it's Blaine after Koga, right? Or is it Sabrina? Oh, it's Sabrina. Ooh, I see, interesting. Which, it's funny that Koga and Sabrina are actually at the same level cap. Level cap of 43. Making sure the Lagan is in the lead here. They are indeed. Alright, let's take on the Celadon City Gym. We have a Lass with a Bellsprout to lead off with. Very nice bigging fodder for Lagan. Weeping Bell comes out next. We're going to keep Fira out. I don't think Fly's going to one-shot this. I think Weeping Bell is decent. Nope, never. Oh, if we get... We'd love to see critical hits from us. Now that we have a decently fast Pokemon, we are more likely to see critical hits. In Gen 1, critical hits are based off of the Pokemon's base speed stats. The funny thing there is if a Pokemon has a base speed of 80 or higher, any move that has a higher critical hit chance, like Karate Chop, Slash, or Razor Leaf, is a guaranteed critical hit. I believe this also carries over into Pokemon Stadium. Oh, this is wonderful. Having a new Pokemon to play with. I've actually never used Firo before. I've also never used Drowsy before, to be honest. Okay, we are going to be fighting all the trainers in this gym, just so that way Lagon can get leveled up more. I don't think Lagon's going to even get close to the level cap here, even after fighting all the trainers. And if they do, then I can always switch over to Cappy. What's Fly's accuracy? 95, okay. Can't get too upset. It does have a 5% chance to miss. Reference, Furo does have an attack stat of 90, which is... Normally that's not super great, but in Generation 1 it's not bad. Like, we'll take a base attack stat of 90. This beauty has an Execute. You should be fine to one-shot this with Fly. Not if it uses Reflect. Yeah, we're just gonna Fly again. And it's just spamming Reflect for some reason. Okay. Interesting. It doesn't seem to want to really damage us, so I'm just gonna pop an Awakening here. I need Fury Attack to land, thank you. That's Fury Attack's accuracy. 85? Yeah, it could be worse. It could be Rock Throw. Yeah, I'm gonna go heal really quick. I want to get more PP on Fly. What I really need, what I'm going to be doing is, once we get to Fuchsia, oh my gosh, not Fuchsia, once we get to, Cinnabar, oh boy, we're taking a few streams of not making any, story progress to do all the things. We're going to be doing all the things. Like, once we get to Cinnabar, the rest of this playthrough will feel like it's got all that breakneck speed. Also, decent chance that the layout of stream is going to change a little bit for once we get there. which I should probably prepare for before Thursday. Yeah, I'm okay with being a little bit cheesy with Generation 1 because, as we saw with Ian's Gyarados, it can be a little bit bullshit. No, that's some other dude. Can't believe that this game mentions peeping toms. Only a Bulbasaur? Interesting. John's level 27. I think I might go ahead and fight Erica right now. We are missing out on 2 trainers, but I think that's fine, because I think Erica is going to level us up. Maybe not both Cappy and Lagon to level cap, but pretty close. Or current level cap, which technically speaking, that means going into the gym battle, you're the level of their ace. I think it's a little bit more risky and be, I guess technically speaking, under-leveled. And risky is my middle name. I did a playthrough of Pokemon Yellow, where I went into the Elite Four at level 45 and won. I just straight up won. We're gonna play things safe and hit fly here, not Fury Attack. Fury Attack has a decent chance of not knocking off Victory Bell there. Okay, there goes Victory. Oh, she only has 3 Pokemon? Oh, I'm thinking of Gen 3 where she has like 5. Oh, I could have taken on the other 2 trainers. Okay. Oh well. You know what? Let's use Fury Attack. We need to hit 3 times? We only hit 2. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, I needed to hit 3 times to knock it out. My god's level 28. Beautiful, wonderful. Vileplume is next. We could send out Cappy if I wanted to. However, Cappy's gonna see a fair amount of use in the next gym. Oh! Critical hit for the win, baby! Received Team 21, which I believe is Mega Drain. Yep. Base 40 power grass type move. You heal half the damage you deal. That's right, Giga Drain does not exist yet. If I recall correctly, Giga Drain does not exist until Gen 2, and even then it's only base 60 power. I don't think Giga Drain gets a boost in power until Gen 4 at earliest. It might even be later than that. Yeah, no, you have Absorber base 20, Mega Drain at 40, Giga Drain at 60. It's kind of wild. But yeah, no, we've beaten Erica, which means we now have a new level cap of 43 for 2 gyms. And now we can head on down to Fuchsia City. I need to think for a moment here. Where did I get the good rod again? Because I'm gonna need to catch a Pokemon before I can... Yeah, I want to prepare it a little bit. Here for good rod. Go. You get that where? Oh, okay, we're going right there. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to switch on over to Cappy here for the next little bit. Because the next route is pretty much nothing but poison types. Right. Oh, come on. There we go. I think for right now, I'm gonna try and make it through the cycling road. Yeah. Any trainers are found along the way, I bet, and that's fine. We do have half an hour. But I think if I were to go through this entire route, fighting each trainer one by one, this will take me about an hour. Ah, we're already seeing a muck. Ooh, that's some decent damage. I might want to put this thing into sleep. Good. Cappy grew to level 27. Don't know psychic though. That's what, 5 more levels? Yeah, there are a handful of things on my checklist to do before I take on the next gym. 1. Catch a new Pokemon for the team. 2. Get Cappy and Broseph evolved. We are definitely bringing this Weezing to sleep. No, first thing first, no question about it. Cappy is so strong. Okay, we already know that we went to put Muck to sleep immediately. Assuming we can. There we go. Hypnosis is so big. Alright, and we have made it over to Fuchsia City. I need a bicycle for the second road? My bad. Let me just get on over here. Alright, we're in Fuchsia City now. Like I said, I want to go ahead and take on all the trainers on Cycling Road. What level am I getting? Let's see. Broseph needs to get to level 31. Where are we at with Broseph? 27, so that's 4 more levels. As for Cappy, 32, 5 more levels. Yeah, no, we're actually pretty good in terms of like leeway, because let's see. I think I want to be somewhere around level 37-ish for the next gym, so we're looking at anywhere from 9 to 10 levels. We are so good. We actually have a lot of places we can go to train our Pokemon. Like there's the Celadon Game Corner, which we're gonna need to go to anyway at some point. We need the Self Scope. There's of course Cycling Road and the routes right here. There's the entire like western side of Fuchsia City, or eastern side of Fuchsia City, with so many trainers on those routes. Yeah, no, we just have trainers for days. Let's fly back up to Celadon. And I guess let's start taking out some trainers. Let me... Oh, I already healed. Never mind. Okay. And we're basically going to be going through Cycling Road 3 times. I keep forgetting about this. I don't know why. The fact that you can just walk by that guard means you don't even need to have the bicycle in your inventory at all. You can just skip the bicycle. And I think that's hilarious. Oh, okay, Hypnosis, beautiful. Not the best move for it to disable, but I'll take it. I've used headbutt there, not confusion, but oh well. But yeah, now we're in our training montage. Ooh, let me check one tiny thing actually. I think this will kind of tell me what I'm doing Thursday. Just one please. Oof. I see, I understand. Okay, interesting. I think I would much rather take that. No, we're not evolving Cappy quite yet. I still have another like 30-ish minutes, so I think I'll make use of that time. We are going to go ahead and catch our next team member. Because if I go ahead and train all my Pokemon right now, I will be a little bit over leveled compared to my next team member. I already kind of am. Let's prevent ourselves from getting even further over leveled. Now, there's a decent chance we don't catch our next Pokemon this stream. It may be the beginning of next stream. Now I'm gonna need all the luck, baby. I mean all the luck. Alright. Yeah, there are so many Pokemon I can catch here. There's so many wonderful options of Pokemon I can catch here. Good luck if you can guess which Pokemon I'm catching. Well, it might be this Doduo, but that's not for the team. It's now I need Ran. Max potion. Full restore. Ooh. That'll be nifty for later. I want to check something really quick. I think the answer is yes, but I just want to make sure. You know what? You know what? We are going to try and catch this. Come on, just get caught. I know the catching formula in this game is broken, but please just get caught. I'm gonna throw a rock. And a red. Okay, wonderful. Not ready, but okay. What can you do? We can try again. Throw a rock. Throw another rock. Ah, we're so close. This isn't even the Pokemon I want to catch. I should focus on the Pokemon I want to catch first. I'm trying to find a very specific spot here. Okay, I think it's this way to get to the spot I'm looking for. Max revive. Where am I? There we go. Oh, is this the spot? Yes, this is the spot. Okay, cool. Okay. This room, I'm gonna need all the luck. This is gonna be very difficult to. It's so hard to just turn around and not walk. I don't think turning in this corner is doing anything. Yeah, I might. I understand. I see the. All right then. I understand. I'm understanding a little bit more now. What is the quickest way here? I think I see the quickest way here, and I think I actually took it. Ooh, that's a very good level, Nidorino. I can easily see the entire next stream just being trying to catch the next Pokemon from my team. Hold on a moment. Interesting. Very interesting. Incredibly interesting. Hold on a moment. That may not be a bad play, honestly. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna stay right here. Okay, let's try and take the most optimal route here. Okay, there's also a small chance that on the way of getting to the spot I'm going to, I can also encounter the Pokemon there. I'm gonna conserve as much steps as I can. This is not quite right. Have I been deceived? I think I've been deceived. Oh, I see. Okay, it's not quite. I understand the map I'm looking at now. Okay. Okay, in that case. Okay, I understand. Funny thing is, if I get surf, I can get here a lot quicker. I want this Pokemon for the next gym. And there it is. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. We're just gonna chuck a Safari Ball right from the rip. Come on. No. Okay. Yes, that's right. We're going after Tauros. I might watch a video on Safari Zone shenanigans before Thursday. Because much like with everything else in this game, the Safari Zone is broken in a weird way. I do have a backup option though that I might take. Ooh! We get another attempt. The Safari Zone is going to be the bane of my existence this playthrough. Potentially. Potentially not. Okay. I'm big pondering now. Ooh, a Venomoth. Wait, hold on. Is this the 1% down this route? Route this area. No. No, it's not. It is 5%. Alright. Yeah. Maybe I'll just do this tomorrow. Turn into just challenge stream of trying to find Tauros and find and catch. There's actually another area of the Safari Zone where you can find Tauros 1% of the time. Trade off, it's 2 levels higher. But I was like, you know what? No, I'll go for the 4 times more likely to find Tauros at 2 levels lower. Because while Tauros is going to be an incredibly strong Pokemon, especially after Koga's Gym. We didn't catch it, so we gotta try again. And yes, I'm conserving my money, because who knows how long this would take. There are, at minimum, hold on, let me check one tiny little thing. Yeah, there's at minimum 1 Pokemon that I need to catch here that's a pain in the butt. The other Pokemon I can catch here, methods, ideas. No, I don't want to. We're probably catching this Nidoran. Or not. Okay then. The Safari Zone is always, especially the Kanto Safari Zone, has always been like big ol' Rhyhorn. Worth catching. Worth trying to catch. Maybe a couple. Not gonna spend too long trying to catch a Rhyhorn, especially if it runs away immediately. I do need to go this way, right? I believe this is fairly rare for me to find, so I might go ahead and catch this. Or try to, rather. Nope, I did it again. One of these days I'm going to learn the proper route. I think that this way. Okay. Alright, let's try this once more. We are probably gonna hit end the stream in the middle of this, which is fine. I'll figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. Tomorrow might just be an off day. I might take tomorrow off. We'll see. Why did I decide to use a Safari Zone Pokemon? What was going through my head? I mean, I know exactly what was going through my head. In fact, I might try. No, this is my best bet. Okay. Bright side, I don't think I'm using any Safari Zone Pokemon in my yellow playthrough. The funny thing is, I totally could actually. Or could I? Yes, I totally could. Actually, hold on. I'm now rethinking whether or not I use Tauros here or my yellow playthrough. Because one, Tauros is a lot more common in yellow. It's 10% here. I'm debating now. The beautiful thing is I have an entire few days to debate this. No, I'm gonna use Tauros here. We're sticking with it. I like the team I'm using for yellow, and I'm like, no, I want to use Tauros here. I would much prefer using Tauros here. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, yeah, I think after this, around as far as I'm probably just gonna call it a stream here. I'm gonna start winding down, so I will be back maybe tomorrow with trying to catch a Tauros here. We'll see. If I'm not back tomorrow with either that or something fun to do on stream as a just chatting stream, I will be back on Tuesday with Sky Factory with Justin and everyone else. Justin, Zoram, Fastidious, Metal. Wednesday will definitely be a day I take off, and Thursday will be more of this. I might just go live tomorrow with more of this because I do have an idea in mind. By the way, that's gonna be it. Let's see if there's anyone I want to raid out to. Anyone at all? Erase has? Oh. Yeah, no. Okay. With that, good night, everyone. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.